welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a tutorial and a review on the Covergirl TruNaked Roses Edition palette and the Blush Nudes by Maybelline New York. So stay tuned. Okay, so first I'm going to start with some eyelid primer, and this is by e.l.f. I said it right today, e.l.f. And basically I just put it on my eyelids like so, all over. And if you are not familiar with what eyelid primer does, it basically just helps your eyeshadow stay in place a lot better. It's basically like how you prime your face, but this is just specifically for your eyelids. So I like to just kind of rub it in, and it feels so like, it almost feels like satin. I like the way that this feels. Now that I have the primer on, next I'm going to take one of these little blending sponges, and sometimes, I don't do this all the time, but I like to set my primer, and so I use a little bit of this translucent, what is it? This one doesn't have the name on it, but it's on the box when you get it. It's $6. It's by e.l.f. It's the translucent sheer HD powder. And so I just dip a little bit in there and I put it on like so. And honestly, this stuff gets everywhere. A little bit goes a long way. And sometimes, like when I do this, I'll actually just use this as my base, because as you can see, my lids are already pretty light now since I put the primer on. And then it kind of makes it a little bit lighter when I use the translucent powder as well. So you just kind of dab it on. Okay. Now that my eyelids are prepped and primed, I will start with this nice white color right here as my base. And I like to use a nice fluffy brush so that way it's easy to spread. And I just kind of lightly dab it on. That way there's minimal fallout, and we don't have any issues with that. For me, it's very easy for my eyes to be closed up when I use the wrong type of makeup. So for me, I have to kind of start with a lighter color and go out darker. Some people can put it anywhere. If I use like a darker color on the inside, or really on my lid in general, my eyes are like, they close. It's ridiculous. So that's what I have to start doing, which is why I always like to use a light base over my whole lid. Okay, so this next color that I'm also going to be using over my whole lid is this nice, it's like a purple pink color. I'm going to go over my whole lid just using the same brush in that nice pink color, just to kind of give it a little bit of extra pop. And, just bring out the eye a little bit. Bring out the eye. I'm talking like I really know even what I'm talking about, because I kind of don't. And a little bit goes a long way with this too. And I really, I appreciate this palette because it's super affordable. You can get it at Walmart for, I think I paid maybe 10 bucks for it. So, if you're on a budget, or if you just don't feel like spending that coin, go ahead and you can go to Walmart and get these. Okay, so next we will move on to the other palette that I will be using, which is the TruNaked in Roses by Covergirl. And this one definitely highlights lots of pinks and purples. It's got this nice dark color right here for a nice smoky eye. You can use a smoky eye with this nice shimmery purple. This one has like little flecks of gold in it, that purple there. And then we have a nice base color as well. So these two palettes are definitely good for interchanging between the two. This one also it has 3 mattes in it, and it's this nice base color. This color, which is similar to the one that I already, if you can see, it's this one, similar to the one that I already have on my lids, and then this nice purple, which is what I'm going to be doing in my creases. I have switched brushes, and I'm going to use this little brush here to go right nice and deep in my creases. Okay. And it's not, honestly, this one is not much darker than the other one, but it is dark enough to give it a little bit of definition on the inner, I was going to say inner thigh. Yeah, no, we don't need any more definitions on my thighs. Definition on the inner crease of your eye. So just kind of go in like that. And as you can kind of tell that there's a little bit of depth, darker depth to it than this side. And I'm just going to repeat on this side too. But like I said, if you have eyes that are like mine, almond shaped eyes, you definitely want to stay away from putting the darker colors on your eyelids. You want to keep those in your crease and try to go outwards with your darker colors. Alright, so the next color I'm going to use in my crease, I'm going to use it with this brush, and it's going to be this nice purple with the golden flecks in it. And as you can see, it's super dark, so we got to be really careful with that. And we do like to blend here, so we will definitely be blending in. You can definitely see it's there, so don't worry, that will be blended. We're not going to leave that. Okay, so I have this brush now, and I'm going to lighten this up a little bit with this nice, it's a little bit lighter purple. This one's also a shimmer. And we're just going to dab it in there, and you can see it on the brush. And we will go in our crease with that as well. Why is it that when people put makeup on, they do that? I have a booger in my nose? No. I don't understand that. So yes, we are lightening up this crease here with this. I am feeling this today. I haven't worn pinks and purples in a long time. Also, I don't know what I was going to say, so screw it. But yeah, so it's nice to lighten it up, and we'll go through again and add a little bit of lighter color to that too, so don't worry. We will definitely work this out. Okay, I'm going to be using this little tiny brush, and I'm going to go over that with this nice lighter pink here. And yeah, that's super pigmented too. Look at that. And we will go right over that crease area. And just to kind of, this just kind of evens it out a little bit. You can still see the dark. And then I will take this brush right here, and I will go over it just like that. You see that definitely, I definitely worked that out there. Okay. And I will do the same on the other side. Okie dokie. So I have switched brushes. This is a nice loose brush. It's kind of, it's in between stiff and fluffy, so you got a nice handle on it. I am going to be using this nice metal gray color, and that's going to be what I will use at the top. And this is what it looks like on the brush. It's very subtle. And I will just put it, for me, this is how I like to apply it to the top. I don't like to, I see some people, they're like wiping back and forth. I don't feel like my eyelids are big enough. They don't have enough room for me to do that, so I like to lightly apply it just to give it a little bit. You can see the transition between the purple, a little dark, and then the gray at the top. Very subtle. And then I'm going to do the same over here. Very, very easy, because grays are very pigmented usually as well, and you don't want too much gray, because that would just, you'd probably look like a raccoon. So yeah, and I will wipe that at the top over on this side. Don't laugh at how I hold my brush. I do what works. Alrighty, so now we are back to the lids. I have switched back to this brush, and I will be putting this nice, this nice right here, this shimmery pink, if you can see. Very, very subtle as well, but it has a nice shimmer to it because I want to bring out my lids. I want to brighten them back up. So I will just pat it on like this. You kind of want to do it in a, like a little, I guess a half moon, half C, whatever shape. And you see how it's given my eyelids a nice pop. It's brought them back out. And I just do it nice like that. Nice and easy. And then I will do the same on this side. And I like to try to get it on my line as much as possible, so I like to brush that out. You make sure that you don't get it too much into your crease when you're doing it too, because you don't want to ruin the crease that you already have created. And you can always blend it out when you are done. I don't like to bring, when I lighten my lids, I don't like to bring it all the way out, because I still like to have that nice darker color towards the end. So now I will use this brush right here, this is a huge brush, but I like to use it to kind of blend in dust. And I just go like that. And we are blended. Well, okay. And we are blended. Okay, now let's move on to the brow. Okay, so to do my brow, which to do like the underbrow, I will be using this nice brow brush. I sometimes use this brush as well, but I need to clean it, you know, because I use the darker color. I don't want any transfer. The color that I'm going to use under my brow is this nice, this is also like a pink, but it's kind of like a pink gold color. And I will be putting that under my brow to give it a nice lift, nice glow. I am a sucker for brow bone glow. And I just brush it right up under here, very easily. You don't need a lot, because we will blend that as well. And this kind of lifts your eyebrow up for you. And I repeat it on the other side, like so. Okay, now that my eyelashes are on, I want to finish up this look with a little bit of brightness. So I'm going to take this little brush right here, and I'm going to do a little bit of the same color that I use under my brow, which is this one, this nice color. I'm going to use it in my crease, and then I'm going to take this pink right here and go under my waterline a little bit. So let's start with the little, I don't really know what this is, your little tear duct area. And you just lightly dab. And you see, that makes such a difference, to me at least. I like to look like I have diamonds in my eyes, so. Okay, let's put a little bit more there. Alright, and now I will move on, like I said, to this one. And I will just follow along my waterline. Just like that. And depending on what colors you use, this can also open or close your eyes for you. The lighter, of course, you use, the more it's going to make your eyes open up. And this color has a little bit of shimmer in it, and as you can kind of see the shimmer, it definitely opened my eyes up. And then I just like to finish off and kind of dust underneath and around just to clean it up. Just like that. And also, if you guys are wondering what lashes I use, I will show you. These are by Cara, and I got them off of shopmissa.com. If you guys, I will put the link in my video for my Shop Miss A haul, so that way you guys can go and look at that, and I will put the link to the eyelashes in the description box as well. So now that we've finished the eye look, let's move on to the review of these two palettes. Both of these palettes are very subtle. They have very natural, neutral, I would say summer, more so spring looks, because there's lots of pinks. My initial thought when I purchased these was I really wasn't expecting too much. They are not as pigmented as what you would get, you know, when you spend the extra money. Basically, when you spend that extra coin, it's usually worth the money. When I got home, I tested the pigments out. I did finger swatches on my arms, but still was not sure because, as you know, finger swatches are a lot more, they come off as a lot more pigmented than when you use a brush. So there's usually a big difference. But as you can see on my eyelids, they look pretty good. They went on pretty well, besides the fact that they are a bit chalky in texture, a bit dusty, and there is quite a bit of fallout. If you can deal with that, then these are definitely good brands to go with. So with that knowledge, if you are okay with those three things, the fallout, the dustiness, the chalkiness, and texture, then this is definitely a good brand to go to because they are pretty pigmented. For these colors especially. With them being nude colors, they definitely have a nice pigment to them. So I'll give them a 4 just because of the amount, like I said, the amount of dust and fall off that they have and the chalkiness and texture. I would give them a 4. So here I have this palette, the TruNaked Roses palette, and here are the colors. I have it swatched for you right here. I'll do it like that so you can see. And, you know, you can definitely see that the lighter colors are a little bit more chalky. And as you get down to the darker colors, they're definitely more pigmented. And they show up really well on brown skin. Okay, so this is the Blush Nudes by Maybelline. And these are the swatches. Let me start from kind of lightest to darkest. They don't really have an order in them. But as you can see, of course, the lighter colors are a little bit more chalky looking and textured, kind of ashy. And then this nice gold here that has a nice pigment to it. So everything's pretty pigmented, but it just depends on, you know, the splotchiness. Like this nice black color, you can tell it's pretty splotchy. So you definitely have to work with that. It's very pigmented too, so you got to be careful. But these are the colors, and this gives you a chance to kind of see what it looks like on darker toned skin as well. So thank you guys for tuning in once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Beaudee signing off.